Hi ladies, welcome to Arpanimi. This is Saratova Best. I have a few little magic tricks ready for you today. Here's the first one. I'm going to light a candle. Let's make sure I can do it. Okay, going to light this candle. Sorry, didn't work. We're going to try it one more time. Lighting this candle. Okay, sorry, here I am trying to light this candle. The first time that I lit it, well, the second time too. What happens is I light it and it actually doesn't remain lit. It just keeps going out. That's one style of lighting. You see, I can't get it to catch. Okay. Whatever I do, I can't get it to catch. That's one style of lighting. There's another style of lighting in which I do whatever I can to make sure that it catches. That would be a whole other way of lighting a candle. I want to make sure that the match went out. Why do we care? Well, obviously we know if you light a candle and it doesn't catch, it's not going to work. But this is really, this speaks to us about a much larger issue about our own lives and really a revolution that the Lubavitcher Rebbe has created in the world today. And it all revolves around this Parsha Ba'alaischa. Because just to mention the name of it, Ba'alaischa Esaneres means when you go up to the menorah. We're talking about lighting the menorah in the Beis HaMikdash, which sends light and spiritual light to the entire world. That's us. We are the menorah. We are those 7 branches of the menorah and 7 different ways of approaching our lives. So when we're doing that, you would think that there's only one way to light it up. What we spend our lives doing is illuminating others. That's what we're here to do, illuminating others. You teach others, you inspire others, you instruct others, that's what you're doing. As this menorah that's doing that, the question is, how do we do it? So the name of the Parsha is when you go up to the menorah. The name of the Parsha should really be Bahadlakascha Esaneres. When you light the menorah, that's, Lahadlik Ner Shabbos Kodesh. But instead the word is Ba'alaischa, when you go up to the menorah. Rashi says, well, there are a couple of reasons. One reason is because there was a step. The menorah was very high up in the Beis HaMikdash, and so there was a little step, and you would have to, Aaron HaKohen would step up this little step stool so that he would be able to reach. The other reason is that the way you light a menorah, and in our case, the way you illuminate souls all over the world, including your own soul, including everything in the world, the way you do it is Ad shetehei shalheves eilemeh aleha, meaning until the fire rises up by itself. Meaning, when you light it and you don't light it carefully, you walk away, it goes out. What did you create? If you stay there long enough and make sure that it catches, what happens is it becomes independent of you. It becomes independently luminous. You can walk away. You actually should walk away. You've created now a source of influence that will affect the entire world. The way we now approach education, inspiration, instruction, affecting the world at large has shifted from the expert knows, as somebody once said. The old way of educating people was, do you want this information? Do you want to know what's in here? It's through me. It's through me. As opposed to the newer way is, do you want to know what's in here? Let's share it. See the difference? You can get the information in here through me. Or you can get the information in here. We will do it together. One disempowers me, and then the other one empowers me. It's a very different way. That means the old style of going to a doctor, going to a lawyer, having a contractor come to your house, going to your dentist, a plumber, all of these things, and a teacher and a principal and all of those, were the information is acquired through me. I'm the expert. I'm the have, you're the have not. I'm the expert, you're not. I know, you don't know. Let me do it. I will tell you what's going on. We've entered an era in which everybody goes online and comes to their doctor and says, the research says this, let's try that. They come to their plumber, their dentist, their doctor, their lawyer, their teacher, their this, and says, this is what I read. The government, and says, this is what I know. This is what you know. Let's see what we can do about it. It's no longer through you. That's a huge difference. That is a small example of lighting the flame until the flame, lighting the candle until the flame rises up by itself. When it rises up by itself, it becomes independent. This is the generation of independent education. Now, you might ask the question, independent education, who needs it? As one principal once told us, that when she tells her students to do certain things, the girls in the dorm to do certain things, she has two choices. When they don't, well, one, she can either punish them, or she can let it go and ignore it, or she can do the much more difficult work of bringing them to the point where they understand that this is something of significance for them, arousing their inner will to do it. She said, trust me, it's a lot harder to arouse their inner will to do it. But that one lasts forever. Forcing them to do it by punishing them and shaming them and all of that other stuff, or pulling out power, you get it done in the short run. But in the long run, you haven't created anything lasting. So again, if we had to choose, maybe not all of us would choose that when we influence the world, the flame has to become independent. As the Rebbe says, until the flame means a very giant flame. Ayla means it goes up. It's not just operating in the frequency of what you're used to, but moving from one mindset to a higher and a higher to a higher frequency. And me'aleha, it comes from within itself. That means that your student moves from being a student, starts off being your student, and ends up being someone's teacher. Your patient, your client, your customer becomes independent, and that's good for them and good for you. It's a whole other way of doing it. Do we have a choice? No. Not only is there a revolution happening from above, inspired by the Parsha, by Parshas Valoischa, not only is there a revolution happening from above, we are completely in tune with it. How do you know that? I'll ask you a simple question to answer my question. When's the last time that you met somebody who liked being told what to do? It's been a long time for me. Who really enjoyed, sometimes people might ask for advice, but in general you'll find that most people have the attitude, whether it's open or passive aggressive, their attitude is a little bit to the extent of, don't tell me what to do. How do you know? Go to a wedding, go to the dessert table, watch somebody looking a little bit guilty, filling up their plate with pastries and ice cream and all the hot chocolatey things, who looks a little uncomfortable and guilty. And then go to them and say, oh, didn't you tell me you're on a diet, or your doctor said not to eat sugar anymore? Do you see in their eyes a look of intense gratitude? Oh, thank you so much. That's right. I really didn't want to. Or do you feel from them that attitude of, do me a favor, why don't you sit down and enjoy the music, or go dance? Basically, stay out of my business. And do you notice that even with little children, it used to be in generations past, little children were told what to do and they did it. Today, no one wants to be told what to do, because the spirit of independence has permeated everything. The way to influence the world is to create a flame that rises up by itself, and then it becomes a source of its independent influence, which then goes on to influence others, which influences others. This flame lights up another, which lights up another, which lights up another, creates an environment, which creates another environment, which creates another environment in a ripple effect. That is the order of the day. And so when we look at this parsha, it says that there is actually 2 psukim that are a sefer in themselves. And they're in this parsha, which, if you look at the technicalities, it means that 3 svarim actually converge in one parsha. This one about lighting up the world, this one that speaks about illuminating ourselves, our lives, our peers, our students, our children. This is a parsha that is unbelievable. This is the parsha where the revolution is happening in a huge way. And so what we want to ask ourselves is, am I on board with that? This revolution is happening whether I like it or not. Wouldn't it be a lot more fun if I liked it? Because after all, we're in boot camp right now. Mashiach boot camp. Being trained to be the leaders, whether small or big leaders, whether local or global leaders, we will be the leaders in Mashiach times, to inspire and lead everyone, and assist and teach. And what we're being told is the way we will do it is creating a flame that becomes independent. So the students that we inspire will inspire others. So ladies, what we want to do is take this parsha. What we want to do is take this parsha and shine it on every aspect of our life. And ask ourselves, this concept of making everything independent from within itself, independently luminous from within itself, that's not necessarily so simple, but it has a permanent effect that goes for generations, forever. Creates luminosity that literally goes forever. How about if we take this parsha and we shine it on every part of our life, our parenting, our teaching, our being a boss, our being a worker, how we cook, how we sew, anything, how we go to the dentist, how we make appointments, anything, and shine it on everything and ask, is there anything that I would like to upgrade in my life? Because we're here. I'm here, you're here, we're here. To be that menorah to the world and to light the menorah that illuminates the entire world, so that we will find ourselves in the third Beis HaMikdash with that bright menorah and a world that experiences true joy, true peace, true light, truth. Thanks so much.